Alright folks, let us quickly preview all the new tanks in this year's Holiday Ops and see how much dramatically different compared to the Supertest version for the stats. And there are a few culprits like this thing that had like 4 iteration. So we'll talk about it, but we'll also take a look at the new skins and some other crap that I found. But let's get started with the Iron Arnold. So this thing is a skin for the M47 Improved. It is practically the same vehicle like with the Paragon IS-3A or the Scorpion G, but it has Arnold's signature on one of the side skirts. So the funny thing about this thing is that for the Russian server, they don't have the guest stars. They don't have Arnold. They don't have Mila because, you know, Russia. So they get a generic Santa Claus and one of the female Snow Maiden from like season 2 or Holiday Ops number 2. So they get this version of the vehicle. So normal IS-3A compared to the Paragon. So generic Santa Claus and one of the Snow Maiden from like 3 years ago. One of the witch. But yeah, no Arnold, no Mila. They still have the dog and the cat, but whatever. So the stats are practically the same. Garbage aim time, garbage accuracy for a 105, but also the alpha is kind of low too. It is not as fast as an actual medium tank, but it has the armor package, still has a weak spot, and all the other stuff. So it's still practically the same, so nothing dramatic happened. And it's practically a Super Pershing version number 2 in a patent form. I mean, it's alright, but I wanted this thing as a tier 9 with better stats. Didn't happen. Still the same armor package, just doesn't have the bow machine gun weak spot like it is on the Super Pershing, but you still have a larger commander cupola. Fine, whatever. The mantlet is a lot stronger, as well as the cheeks, but small details. It doesn't have preferential matchmaking. It will see tier 10s compared to the Super Pershing. Oof. Alright, Char Mle 75. This thing gets a alpha nerf mostly compared to the original Supertest version. It doesn't have the weird ammo count thing for the Supertest version as well. So originally there were like only 4 rounds in rapid mode and you've only fired like 2 shells per burst. So they changed that. It was way too confusing and way too hard to script. So back then you had like what? 6 rounds of 250 alpha. That is pretty good in terms of a burst, right? That's 1,500 damage in very quick succession, like 3.5 seconds or so, or just like 5 seconds or something. But it's weird. So they changed that to 200 alpha. I mean, DPM is the same, but they just tweak around, I guess. Sometimes you don't even pen with the 200mm. Alpha penetration is not great. I mean, it's a light tank, so still the same size as a... I think it's still a little bit bigger than a Char Future Project 4 in terms of hull size, but you have a smaller turret. So it's like a Tornvon that got smushed. Not that much dramatically different, but I wonder how well this thing will perform compared to an EBR. I mean, stationary camo isn't that great, and the size of it is still pretty huge. So there is a reason why Wargaming put a premium tier 9 light tank, not a medium tank, not a heavy tank, not a tank de shore, because if you get duplicates, the gold will rack up if it's a heavy tank, right? They're not going to do that. They're putting a light tank, so that's the main reason, I believe. Alright, moving on to this thing. Originally, there were only 2 shells, high explosive and gold high explosive. Only 75mm of pen, but you have 1,100 alpha, and the boosting only goes up to 39. So it got changed. It got changed like 3 times, 4 different iterations of this thing. So back then they give it a AP round, a high explosive anti-tank round, and just the regular high explosive. That was way too good. The high explosive anti-tank has 290mm of pen. This thing could boost up to 50 kilometers per hour top speed, or 52 or something. That was way too good. They nerfed it to 45. And they took away the high explosive anti-tank. So, yeah, 290mm of pin for a tier 8 is pretty good. So, they only give it a AP round left. So, this thing has 208mm of pin. Its shell velocity is alright. It's still better than 500 or something. So, original high velocity or high explosive shell velocity is about 500 or so. It's 760 now, so dramatically better than a Caliban. Dramatically better. You cannot snipe with a Caliban unless you're God. It's slower than artillery shells shell velocity. Yeah, there was few big change for this thing, and they changed the gun depression armor model. So what I'm talking about is if you go to tanks.gg, if you go into the model, originally they changed the gun depress armor on this thing from 29mm to 41. So 41 will be dramatically better against large caliber guns like the 122s because of the 3 caliber rule. So go back to like 1.18.1. It's 29. So they changed that to a little bit better. But you still have the commander cupola weak spot and the loader cupola weak spot. They are well sloped, and there is a periscope searchlight thing in front of the commander one, so space armor protecting it. But yeah, this is a big unbalanceable question mark, I guess. It still has a boost. It still weighs about 57 tons with 240 at the hull front. So if you get rammed with the boosting, that will hurt. But let's see how well this thing will play out. Let's see. It's square. It's more square than a WZ-111, obviously. We already talk a lot about this thing. We already talk a lot. But they haven't showcased the tier 7 and tier 8 of the Chinese rocket heavy tanks. Therefore, I think it's kind of delayed compared to the Yo tanks, compared to the Italian heavies. So maybe end of February or so. Maybe. This thing got changed from a premium tank into a regular special tank. So, Object 283. Mostly the same. Still the size of a ISM practically. or IS-3-2. Not the 3-2. What's the freaking rear mounted? The 705. Yeah. It's huge. It's not a medium tank, it's a freaking heavy tank. Still have decent hull armor at the front. It is large, so you play this thing like a fat medium, but it has a horsepower per turn ratio, so, and the top speed, but it is a medium tank gun. Instead of a 122, it's a 100. So, I mean, if you feel nostalgic for the original 430 version number 2, then maybe this will fill the gap, but good luck to ya. This will be the token gachapon machine thing. I don't know how that thing is going to work. You only get like 28 if you finish all the missions or so from like Holiday Ops, I think. We'll take a look. It's about 28 or so. We'll look later. Alright, moving on. We have... This did not get changed. The captured KV-1, so it is still decent. It's more snipery, more accurate than the actual KV-1s, at the cost of some mobility. Not really, but with a larger weak spot, not really. It's about the same as other KV-1s, so it's still decent. It's like a KV-1 shielded for the Germans. The gun's way more accurate compared to 0.41 or 42. So 0.37 or 0.35 with a 100% crew, that's a lot better. A lot better at low tier, so still worthwhile. And the mini fridge with the double barrel shotgun. This did not get changed, so still a meme. I think this might be the worst, like, premium tank out of all of them, but it's a gimmick. It has only 60 for the superstructure, I think. Originally it was 60 or 45, but it has no armor, so you're practically a gigantic glass cannon, practically, if you manage to hit, but it gets better accuracy and better aim time compared to the same gun on the KV-1s. or the T-34s. But yeah, it's a gimmick. You have no view range. It's the Caliban of this year's pick of the lot. Alright, the Harry Hopkins did not get changed that much. So still a Tetrarch at tier 4. It has the Matilda's gun. Yeah, this thing did not get changed. Same accuracy, aim time. Yeah, Matilda's gun, but it gets a better high explosive round for some reason, whereas the Matilda does not get high explosive for the same gun. Don't know why, but it is faster, so it doesn't have the armor like the Matilda, obviously, but this thing is not a half pickup, I guess. It's okay. I mean, low tiers are more probable to obtain compared to the higher tiers, and you're getting the celery instead of the T26 Chinese version. It's also a premium, but it has low DPM, and it's not that much different. Not really. It's somewhat slow, but it's low tier, and it's alright. Yeah, they did not change it much. 70 millimeters of pen at tier 3 is... yeah, it's workable, but you don't see tier 5s anymore, which is a good thing. I don't think... yeah, you don't see tier 5s. That happened about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe 2. But you don't see higher tiers anymore with tier 3s. And this thing. Originally 6 rounds in the auto reloader Russian style. 1 second. 1 between each shot. It's a machine gun. It's they dramatically nerf it. They nerf it. Now, it's 5 rounds in the clip, and it's only 2.3 seconds between each shot. It's not 1 second between each shot. They also nerfed the reload time for all the shells too. So yeah, you think this thing is toxic right now? You have no idea how 1 second between each shot is. Still has the same mobility, the same armor, practically the same health. Just nerf the gun. The gun is way too devastating with 1 second between each shot. That is insane. And spamming all the gold shell in the world. Also, APCR as default. So shell velocity is not slow, right? Shell velocity is not half bad at low tier. 950 is somewhat better than 700 or so, right? But 1 second between each shot. Alright, so those are the dramatic differences, mostly for the new vehicles. Let's take a look at the skins. We have the Super Conqueror with this style. So, I think it's alright. I mean, there are a lot of wooden furniture on this thing, right? So it's kinda... it's not really cyberpunkish, or it's not really... how would you describe it? Like... future punk? That's not a term. I mean, neo-punkish, if that's a term. But the engine block has the rotating turbines, so that's pretty neat. You have your health bar on the back of your head, like in Dead Space or Callisto Protocol, which is neat. But it looks more for like the Waffentrigger event, right? Or for the Warhammer stuff. It's alright. I mean, this thing is like what? A 7 out of 10? I still prefer the original skin, right? This... where the hell's my mouse? It broke my freaking... Alright, whatever. It's still alright, but they cannot compare to the original. Where the hell's my mouse? I have to blind check this thing. Yeah. Aha! There we go. So yeah, it doesn't compare to the original. This skin right here. This is a lot better, and it's Battle Pass. And you could have gotten this with the change to be able to buy it from the Battle Pass points shop. So this is better. All right, moving on. If I can actually hit the button now, freaking bugs. Well, there will be a micro patch tomorrow to fix a bug, so I can actually see where the hell my freaking mouse is. Alright, moving on to the STRV. So this skin has the little radar thing. but I mean, I still prefer the one that you could buy currently with your well-deserved reward tokens in the well-deserved reward token shop, but it has some African tribe shields, which are nice. Did the Swedish use these vehicles in Africa? I have no idea, but they don't give us the actual history unless you have the actual skin. This is a mod, obviously. But it's desert camo, which is not half bad, but there are not that many desert maps, which is... I mean, you're sticking out like a sore thumb in a winter map, so... What the hell is the... That's the turbine changing thing for the Super Conqueror. When your health gets low, you blow up. Yeah, okay. And that's a little radar wave. I don't know if that's a nerf, theoretically, for the vehicle, since you can tell if the vehicle is in siege mode. It cannot run away that quick. So if you see the little radar moving, then you know that it's not going to run away. Is that a nerf or is that a buff? But I like animations. Animations are great. Give us something like, I don't know, fire effects? Oh, no. Shell casing ejection. That's what I want. When you see the back of the Russian tanks with the autoloaders ejecting shell from the back of the turret. Excellent. We don't have that, unfortunately. Alright, moving on. Oh god, this is so hard without seeing the actual mouse. Alright, Minotauro. Still yellowish with the skin. Just have a red paint of the maze for the Minotaur, obviously, in the center of the pseudo turret, but large anti-aircraft machine gun on the back for the ears. I would prefer if this thing has an actual camo for the back end, but it still looks not half bad. I'll do all the rating. I'll do a follow-up to my all the 3D styles in World of Tanks pretty soon, so I'll put the new skins for this year into it. But this is not half bad, but I prefer the entire vehicle covered in camo, other than the face of it with the red paint. So, I mean, you could put an actual like cow face or something onto the side of the vehicle, but it's alright. It's not half bad. It doesn't have like what? A snowmobile or a bicycle to the side of it, right? Where's my freaking mouse? Oh, there it is. Alright, artillery. Oh, batch artillery. The downside to artillery having a skin, like with the Conqueror gun carriage, is that most of the time you don't see it unless they're on your team. But then again, you don't really see it since you're out in the front and these guys are in the back. So you only see them at the beginning of the battle, right? And when you do see them as an enemy, they're already dead because they don't you shoot artillery or they drown themselves. So you don't see them. But yeah, I mean, it's still better than the Object 261. And it's like the Conqueror gun carriage. So the Object 261 needs to pick up their game. But then again, it's only going the first compared to the original ones. Alright, I can't even see the mouse, so let's do this blind. And finally, we have the Char Future Project 4. I guess this is the favorite special tier 9 compared to the other Battle Pass vehicles. They could have given the Cobra the skin. It is the meme tank of this year, mostly, but firing all freaking high explosive squash heads. It looks like the AMX-13s, but just bigger, right? Still pretty good looking, but yeah, I like how there's an actual camo underneath compared to the Minotauro. The Minotauro is just regular skin with a red paint on the face. But yeah, I'll cover all the new skins with a new video. And let's finish up with the new mode, arcade mode. So here's what I'm talking about, just as an introduction. So for the monthly preview, all the way down here, there's an arcade cabinet coming back with a snowy twist to all the maps you already have. Why can't I just have that all the time, right? It's like Winter Ruinberg that we had. But no, you don't get winter maps. Why not? It's a very simple fix or very simple variance change to just basically double the map without doing that much, right? I mean, Nintendo has been doing it for years. Double Mario maps with just a snow outfit or desert outfit. Nope. So snow, this map, I forgot the name. You know this map, everybody knows that map. Corellia? If I could, I forget. Whatever. One of the Melanovka or Miravanka? Melanovka. There we go. It's like I don't even play the game. Oh, snow covered. Oh, Prokhorovka. Everybody knows Prokhorovka. Duh. It's snowy. Everybody camps in the freaking bushes. Yay! If your scout is dead in the first minute, you're just like, fuck this game. What the hell is this? Oh, that's the Corellia, or whatever that map is called, with the gigantic hill to the bottom right. Yeah, no, I know this map. The middle of that map, yada yada. I forgot the name, so it's like I don't even play the game. What the hell is this? Is it Prokhorovka? The river is frozen. It is Prokhorovka. Yeah, that's the line. Yeah, that's Prokhorovka, right? I don't know. Yeah, that's Prokhorovka. That's a little church. You go all the way up to the hill. That's Prokhorovka. Not Prokhorovka. The freaking Melanovka. That's the one. That is Prokhorovka. That is the bush camping. That is Prokhorovka. That is still Melanovka. There's also a Miravanka, one of the which. That's Prokhorovka. Yeah, that is Prokhorovka. With the rails, with the bush camping. Yeah, and the hill. I thought there were 6 maps. That's the end of it. What the hell? Alright, they don't tell us that much. So there you go, folks. Just a quick preview of all the stuff. So, dramatic changes for vehicles like the BZ-176, which is crazy. And the skins are alright, but we'll only get 5 of them compared to 6 for last year. You still could get the 6 for last year, which is not bad. But for the vehicle choices, it's alright. Not half bad. Oh, forgot to talk about the well-deserved reward, if I can actually get to it. Oh, God. There we go. Well-deserved reward gives you the tokens. You can actually buy a skin that is different for this year. So go to select rewards. Where the hell's... Alright, non-glitchy. My mouse is actually back. Alright, for the actual skins, you could get a Galahad for the FV-4005 stage number 2. It's for 6 tokens, like with the bond equipment. But I think this is more worthwhile compared to a bond equipment. I mean, you enjoy the vehicle more with the skin, right? But I think it's also a little bit better, even though it doesn't have the animation compared to Thunderchild, which is the choo-choo train, FE4005. Let's see, I have mine. I don't play mine. But that's the choo-choo train from last year, so... It's not a bad skin, but I wish it was blue. I really wish it was blue, not green. But then again, copyrights. You also could get a Object 268 skin, which is not that great. I think I rated this to like, what, 4 out of 10? I don't know Russian folklore, so this is not particularly high on my list, but it has a treasure chest and other stuff. Alright, fine. I mean, I think the Battle Pass skin is also better than this. Yep. You could have gotten the Hell skin for the object, for the STRV 103 from last year, as well as the Montu skin from one of the bike events for summer, one of the which, but I only got the Hell skin for the STRV. Yeah, I already have it. Well, I have a mod. That's why. That is why. Give me a split second. You can also get this skin from one of the summer events like 2 years ago for the Badger. Already have it. Yeah, it's one of the better one compared to the Battle Pass skin. And for the STRV, yeah, for this skin, I think it's better. Yeah, this is better than the little radar thing. That's my opinion, but it doesn't have the actual camo. even though it's green. If it has a radar on this thing, it will be a 10 out of 10. But yeah, it might be biased. Might be a little bit. Well, there we go, folks. A quick preview of all the stuff. Ignore the glitch with my mouse. For some reason, it's the mods or the free camera mod. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Good luck tomorrow if you're buying the boxes. And we'll see how lucky or unlucky I am with a bunch of freaking demounting kits. Post-traumatic stress disorder with freaking boxes. But we'll see. So, as always, have a good one. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.